Olivia, that's all you get. You owe me $700 for the dumplings. At Karen's birthday celebration, a gathering I had never been invited to before, that's what Lily told me. In front of me, there was just a single dumpling. Pointing at it as if feeding a pet, Lily said with a laugh, "Here you go!" Karen, the elementary schooler, seemed to be in on the joke too, laughing at me. Mother and daughter, both mocking me with the same demonic grin, completely extinguished any affection I had for my granddaughter. "I've had enough. I'll just pay the bill and head home," I said, standing up. Lily, still smiling, waved me off dismissively, disappointed in Jack, who wouldn't even meet my eyes. If they wanted to celebrate with just their immediate family of 3, that's fine by me. I was willing to pay, but with that attitude, any desire to celebrate had long since vanished. No matter what they say, I'm never getting involved again, I thought irritably as I went to settle the bill. Then someone tapped my shoulder. Hearing her words, I decided to get back at Lily and her family. I'm Olivia. This year, I turned 65. Blessed with children, I've led a normal life. Though my husband was always focused on his work and not much of a talker, I believed we had a good relationship. I thought my life was without major upheaval, but there was one thing that troubled me. It was Lily, my eldest son's wife. I understand that it's common for wives and mothers-in-law to not get along. However, Lily's attitude of treating me as an enemy just for being the mother-in-law was causing me trouble. "Olivia, you're always free at home, right? Let me do you a favor and take care of your cute grandchild." "Lily, I have plans today. I told you I can't do last-minute favors, remember?" "I never heard that. Maybe you just think you told me." I never knew what set her off, but Lily always had a harsh attitude towards me. She'd call suddenly or come over unannounced, dumping tasks on me without caring about my plans. Even if I helped, she'd never thank me, saying, "A parent should naturally do that much." But if I refused, she'd condemn me as some terrible villain. Lately, I've been finding excuses not to comply with her demands. Yet, Lily would confront me, labeling me as a heartless person, accusing me of treating her poorly or not loving my grandchild. Lily seemed to truly despise me. The final straw was when Karen, my granddaughter, started elementary school and I was taking care of her after school. "Grandma, you're mean to Mom, aren't you?" "What? No, why would you say that?" "That's what Mom says. You always lie and say you don't. Liar. Mom was crying. You should apologize." Apparently, Lily had been telling Karen that I was mean to her, and I was confronted with such accusations from Karen. I had no idea what she was talking about and tried to get the details from Karen. But Karen, seemingly taking Lily's words at face value, just kept calling me a liar, making it impossible to have a conversation. I couldn't understand why Lily would manipulate such a young child to dislike me. With no idea what to do or what was even happening, I was at my wit's end. When I talked to my husband, his response was just, "She's a child. She probably doesn't understand yet." He didn't seem too concerned. Consulting my eldest son, Jack, was no better. His cold reply was, "Handle your own problems. Probably just tense around the mother-in-law, worrying about being ordered around because she's the wife." I would never do that. It's unbearable being targeted with such hostility. So what am I supposed to say? Should I tell her to be nicer to Mom? If I do that, it'll look like I'm siding with Mom, and things will become even more strained between us. It's not about taking sides. If she dislikes me, I want to know why. If she wants nothing to do with me, she should keep her distance. Try to understand how it feels to be reluctantly asked for favors. She's the mother of your beautiful grandchild, Mom. Can't you just compromise a little? Jack's policy of non-intervention always seemed to side with Lily. No matter how much I pleaded, it felt like he was just brushing me off, telling me to endure it. At times, I couldn't help but vent to my close friends about these issues. Yet, their responses were always something like, "That's how sons' wives are." and I continued to struggle without finding a solution. Even when advised to keep my distance, it was always Lily who initiated contact. Whether I listened to her calmly or subtly rejected her, I found myself at a loss dealing with an unsatisfied Lily. During this time, I was informed by Lily about celebrating Karen's 10th birthday at a famous Chinese restaurant. Despite sending gifts for every celebration, including birthdays, I had never received a word of thanks from my eldest son's family. Instead, I was met with remarks like, "Olivia, you have no taste. It's better if you just give us cash." Naturally, I had never been invited to any of their celebration gatherings. After being told not to interfere with family events, I had refrained from getting involved. Karen's birthday celebration is at her favorite Chinese restaurant. You're coming too, right, Olivia? May I ask why you're inviting me this time? You're Karen's grandmother. It's not strange for you to come, right? Despite the usual attitude from Lily, her words made me suspect something unpleasant. Still, if I didn't go, I would surely be blamed for not attending my granddaughter's birthday. After much thought, I decided to attend the celebration. Although I had a bad feeling, part of me hoped that maybe they were trying to mend our relationship. If my suspicions turned out to be true, I would stop involving myself with them. With that thought, I went to the Chinese restaurant on the appointed day. But as expected, my faint hope was immediately betrayed. Lily and her family, waiting for me, looked at me and sneered with malice. "Look, there's shark fin soup, Karen's favorite. Since Grandma is paying today, let's eat a lot." What? Yay! When I expressed my surprise, Lily burst out laughing, as if she was greatly enjoying herself. Initially, I had thought that it wouldn't be a problem to pay for the meal, considering it was to celebrate Karen's 10th birthday. However, Lily's declaration, as if it was a given even before I offered, took me by surprise. "You're not planning to eat without paying, are you, Olivia? How brazen." "I never had such intention, but you could have at least mentioned the cost beforehand." "What? I told you in advance. Don't blame others for your forgetfulness. It's true what they say about memory loss in old age." The usual exchange of sarcasm made me realize that what I had hoped for was never going to happen. I decided to eat quickly and leave. As I was about to enjoy the delicious-looking dishes laid out before me, something happened. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" "What do you mean? I'm just trying to eat." As I reached for one of the expensive-looking dishes, Lily slapped my hand away. Her gesture, like scolding a child for a mistake, made me sweat, wondering if I had done something rude. But seeing me flustered, Lily laughed mockingly and said something outrageous. "Today, Olivia, you're just the wallet, so no eating." "What?" "Olivia, did you really think you were invited for Karen's celebration? It's obvious you're here to pay the bill." "That's right, pay up!" "Be grateful we even let you sit at the table. Don't even think about touching the food. It's a joke." Lily and Karen took turns insulting me. Seeing this, Jack turned his face away from me and said nothing. In a situation with no allies, I felt as if my heart was being squeezed. I sighed, unable to find a solution to the relentless harassment. Feeling sick, I even started to think about just going home. Then, as if struck by an idea, Lily dropped a single dumpling onto my empty plate. "Well, can't be helped. I guess you can eat that much." "Huh? Mom, a single dumpling?" "Olivia, that's all for you. You owe $700 for that dumpling." "Grandma, that's so lame." Even Karen, a grade schooler, joined in laughing at me. Their demonic smiles, mother and daughter alike, mocking me, extinguished any affection I had left for my granddaughter. This was the moment I decided to cut ties completely. I didn't feel like celebrating her birthday anymore, but as a severance, it was a small price to pay. "I've had enough. I'll pay the bill and leave first." "What? You're leaving already? Thanks for the meal. Please just leave me alone from now on." I was disappointed in Jack, who wouldn't even make eye contact until the end. No matter what was said, Jack wouldn't reprimand Lily or even Karen. Trying to contain my intense anger, I went to pay the bill. As I approached the cash register, the flustered owner appeared. "Dear customer, I'm sorry, but the course meal is still ongoing. Could you please wait a little longer? I'm sorry, but I need to leave now. Can I just pay the bill first?" "Didn't you like the food?" "No, the dumpling was delicious." "Just the dumpling? Was there something in the other dishes you didn't like?" Apparently, Lily had reserved a course meal, and the owner was puzzled why I was leaving halfway through, so he approached me. Wondering how to explain the situation and feeling foolish to cover for my eldest son's family, I blurted out, "I'm apparently just the wallet." Then someone tapped my shoulder from behind. It was Mary, a friend who had listened to my complaints before. "I saw everything just now. It's much worse than what you told me." "Mary, when did you get here?" "Just before you all arrived. I heard the whole thing." As it happened, Mary was at the same restaurant with her colleagues from work. She happened to see the way my eldest son's family was treating me and hurried to talk to me as I was heading to the register. Seemingly more outraged than me at my son's family's behavior, Mary said, "You don't need to pay," and stopped my hand. "Listen, Olivia, even if it's your grandchild, that behavior is not normal. At her age, she should know better than to treat family that way." But no matter what I say, nobody listens to me, not even my son Jack. "So you're just gonna let them walk all over you?" Mary's words made me realize something. Looking back, my eldest son's family, unconcerned about me, was happily chatting and enjoying their meal. They probably don't even consider me as family anymore. Jack glanced at me for a moment, but quickly averted his eyes as soon as we made eye contact. Seeing such a pitiful attitude, I felt like the person sitting there was not my son. If they don't understand words, then show them with actions. I'll help you. "Thank you, Mary. Can I ask for a little help?" Encouraged by Mary, I felt like I had finally found an ally. The owner, sensing the uneasy situation, nodded at me as if to say he was on my side. "I'm sorry, but I only ate one dumpling." "Understood. Let's do this." Based on our explanation and the owner's decision, I only had to pay for the one dumpling I ate. It felt awkward to put out just a few bills, but the owner smiled, processed the payment, and handed me the receipt. "The rest of the bill will be paid by those who ate. No worries." "Thank you very much." In a situation with no allies, I found unexpected salvation in the kind restaurant owner and my friend. Internally, I felt that this alone was a good enough punishment for them, but after receiving advice from Mary, I wasn't planning to let their divine retribution end there. "I'm sorry, and thank you so much for today." "It's alright. From now on, if they treat you badly, speak up firmly, okay?" "Yes, thank you. Actually, I have another favor to ask, if that's okay." I thanked Mary and made a request before watching her return to the restaurant. Then I headed home, ready to deliver a final blow to my eldest son's family. The next day, when my doorbell rang, I was sure it was Lily. I had anticipated that she would come to complain about the payment from yesterday. Sure enough, the monitor showed Lily glaring at the camera with a furious expression, and I went to the door. "What do you mean, Olivia? Not paying for yesterday's food and drinks? What kind of reasoning is that?" "Food and drinks? What are you talking about?" "Don't play dumb. It's about Karen's birthday party yesterday." "That's right! You should at least pay up!" Karen, who came with Lily, was also glaring at me. As the restaurant owner had said, my son's family had to pay for themselves and were in a panic. They hadn't brought their wallets, expecting me to pay. Jack had to run to an ATM at a grocery store. and they were quite embarrassed. Karen, showing her anger, furrowed her brow and yelled at me. Her expression was hardly one you'd direct at a family member. I sighed lightly before facing Lily to talk. I only ate one dumpling yesterday, so I only paid for what I ate. The dumpling cost $700, remember? Oh, maybe you didn't hear it because of your age. With such rude attitudes from a wife and granddaughter, I didn't feel like paying anymore. As I retorted, they became even more heated and started verbally abusing me. What kind of attitude is that? Just because you're Karen's grandmother, do you think you can do anything you want? I don't want a grandma like you. Don't act so high and mighty. Ignoring their own behavior, Lily pointed fingers at me as if I were some kind of villain. Karen, too, acted as though she was a hero delivering justice to evil. Was there really a reason I had to be yelled at like this? I couldn't help but ask out loud, and an astonishing response came back. Hey, why do I have to be treated like this? What don't you like about me? What have I done? You haven't done anything. You know, wives just don't like their mother-in-laws. What do you mean? Just that. This time I thought I'd make you useful as a wallet since I was angry. Stunned by Lily's unexpected words, I was speechless. Then, before I could signal, the door to the next room opened. Mary entered the living room. The moment they saw Mary's face, the two were speechless, their mouths agape. Listening to you all this time? Is that how you treat my friend? What? Miss? Why are you here? Karen was the most flustered by Mary's sudden appearance. That's understandable. Mary still works as a language teacher in a certain classroom and is also the teacher of the language class that Karen attends. When I had spoken to Mary, the situation was so different from Karen's behavior in class that she had trouble believing me. But after yesterday's incident, Mary had become my ally and came to my house today. When Karen said she wished I was her real grandmother, I was so happy. Don't be deceived, miss. This woman made my mom cry before. My friend wouldn't do that. Besides, you just said Mom wasn't mistreated, right? What? But, Mom, Grandma was mean to you, right? Karen seemed to have believed everything Lily told her about me without hearing the details. Lily, apparently not expecting to be overheard, looked panicked. She became visibly nervous, glancing at Karen with a troubled expression. Seeing her mother's behavior, Karen's face rapidly paled. I was speechless at Lily's inability to come up with a better excuse for her actions. Miss, please listen to our side too. Just because she's your friend, it doesn't mean you should take Olivia's side. But I am listening. You just said she wasn't mistreated, didn't you? Well, I couldn't just stay silent when accused like that. Lily, always quick with words, tried to make excuses and win Mary over. But Mary was judging based on the behavior she had witnessed, not on Lily's unsubstantiated claims. With no chance of Mary siding with them, Karen, scolded by her teacher, looked like she was about to cry. Only giving one dumpling and then expecting $700 in payment? That's no way to treat family, is it? But it was my birthday, so it's only natural for Grandma to pay. That's what Mom said. Considering your attitude earlier, those kinds of words wouldn't come out unless you really looked down on someone. You usually speak to your grandmother like that, don't you? Apparently, Karen was very fond of Mary and had never shown the same behavior towards me. Shocked by her favorite teacher's words, Karen seemed deeply affected. Seeing Karen's reaction, Lily, while still glaring at me, was at a loss for words. Complaining to the teacher. How sneaky of you. It wasn't a complaint. I just happened to see what was going on. Well, I won't forgive you. Olivia, don't think you can see your granddaughter again. Fine by me. I'd like to ask the same. Don't involve me anymore. When I retorted, Lily left, pulling Karen's hand and looking resentful. As I watched them leave, I finally let out a sigh of relief. Seeing this, Mary patted my back. After all that, they won't be able to act so arrogantly anymore. Thank you, Mary. Sorry for always relying on you. It's fine, Olivia. They wouldn't listen to you, right? With that attitude, it's no wonder. Mary's cheerful demeanor saved me, and I was able to cut ties with Lily and her family. It's a shame I couldn't say anything to Jack, but I don't expect to hear anything more from Lily. Seeing the usually confident Lily taken aback cleared the frustration I had been carrying. Afterward, apparently Lily and Karen got into an argument because Lily had lied to Karen about me, leading to, "Mom made the teacher dislike me." Karen still couldn't be appeased, and Lily called me to complain. Explain the situation to Mary. Is it okay for Karen to stop going to her language class? What's there to explain? Mary saw everything for herself. What more is there to say? If you admit to harassing me, then my story won't be a lie. You could at least agree with me on that. No way. That's your responsibility. You should sincerely apologize to Karen. Lily called me several times, but since she told me to stay away, I stopped answering. Jack also called, confused about which side to take between Lily and Karen. Disgusted with his indecisive attitude, I echoed the words once said to me, "Handle your own problems." Karen continues to attend Mary's class and has become much quieter since being scolded that day. Well, she was too energetic before, so maybe this is just right for her now, as a sign of reflection. I hope so. Don't worry about it, Olivia. As a teacher, I'll keep an eye on her. Thank you. I owe you so much, Mary. Don't mention it. We're friends, after all. Mary said this nonchalantly. Please, don't worry about it. I couldn't help but feel grateful to Mary. Next time, I plan to go out with Mary and finally enjoy the Chinese meal we missed.